And we're joined now by Andrea Grout with the Adirondack Foundation and Chenelle Palyswiat from the Cloudsplitter Foundation. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Why did the partners who created the Sun Fund decide to reactivate it early on, very early on during this pandemic?
We recognized that this is something really unique that none of us had ever really encountered. We anticipated there being huge needs, and we knew that we must be really quick and nimble in our response to help people. And Adirondack Foundation knows from our past experience during the Hurricane Irene back in 2011, when we first created the Special and Urgent Needs Fund, also known as the Sun Fund, that we could respond in an emergency and help with direct funding where it was needed most. So we had done this before, and it just made sense. Our communities need each other during a crisis, and reactivating the Sun Fund seemed to be the perfect mechanism to do that.
And when this pandemic started, what were some of the immediate needs that you saw?
Very clear early needs were food access, childcare, support for low-wage workers and the elderly. Those continue to be fairly consistent needs that we're seeing, but the biggest trend has been applications addressing food insecurity.
And any guess how many organizations and individuals you've been able to help?
Award about 115 grants so far, totaling around $600,000, just over $600,000.
Were you surprised by the response and the number of individuals asking for assistance?
I don't know about you, Andrea, but I would not say that I'm surprised. We anticipated a lot of requests to address a lot of need, and that's really what we've seen. This has been uncharted territory for all of us, and it was clear early on that there was going to be a great need. So I guess actually some days I'm surprised that there aren't more requests. The needs that we're seeing are really heartbreaking, but the generosity is absolutely inspiring.
And with so many requests coming in, is it difficult to choose who you prioritize to get the assistance?
Everyone is in need, and we all wish that we had a money tree out back that we could just fund absolutely everyone. But fortunately, most of our applicants align pretty well with the priorities and the mission of the Special and Urgent Needs Fund. And we have not had to turn down many requests because they didn't fit the bill, as it were. We support the schools and municipalities and churches that are all eligible. Unfortunately, we can't fund individuals and businesses. And in the beginning, before we got the word out officially and well enough, we did get a few of those applicants. And the other thing is that we have a specific geographic criteria in the region that we serve between the Cloudsplitter Foundation and Adirondack Foundation. It's mostly the North Country and the boundary of the Adirondack Park, as it were, with some outlying areas and communities. And I would say that the majority of the applications that we have declined have been because they were organizations that were falling far outside our geographic area.
The public has been asked to help and donate to the fund. What has been the response?
Amazing. Nothing short of amazing. We've raised over $1 million in a really short amount of time. We've received gifts from longtime donors to Adirondack Foundation and Cloudsplitter Foundation, and people who've been giving for years, and also from many, many new generous donors who just really wanted to help. It's always so inspiring to me to see how people come out of the woodwork during times like this to support and help their neighbors and just make a difference. And it's so heartwarming to be part of this effort and overcoming this challenge. It's just been amazing.
Do you have any idea how long the fund will be activated? How long you'll continue to give the grants out?
As there are needs and available funds, we will continue to make grants. Since really early on, we've been keeping our finger on the pulse of the greatest needs and where philanthropy can make the biggest impact in our communities. Thinking the fund priorities will likely evolve as our region adapts. Initially, we recognized the need and importance of providing those immediate resources for urgent needs, where there were gaps in government support. as time's going on, we're recognizing the importance for those recovery resources to ensure some resilience in our communities. So with these things in mind, Cloudsplitter, Adirondack Foundation, and other funders are really looking at what might be needed in the next phases of recovery